Hey guys, Jacob Leedy here with Provolumes, and today we are at our local gym. We're going to be sticking our volumes on the wall. So we have the volume here, and we're going to be placing it on our top rope wall, and I'm going to show you some tips and tricks. If you don't already know, then you might learn something. And we have the volume, got our drill, and we have our T25 bit on there. So with the volumes, they take the GRK number 9 and number 10, and we have some of the number 9s here, and these things work really awesome, especially with the volume inserts. So let's get to it. So first what we're going to do is we're just going to place this volume down low, and then after that we're going to show you some different ways to rig up the volume if you're going up on rope. And this is a smaller volume, so it's easier to just stick in a bucket or something to carry it up. But for those larger, heavier volumes, we're going to show you different ways that you can rig them up, pull them up the rope to make it easier on you, so you're not just hauling up this big thing. So as far as putting them on the walls, what we like to do is first kind of get an idea by maneuvering it around in different places and seeing where it'll best fit for us. And if you're doing multiple volumes, you can do things like volume trains and stacking volumes. So there's a lot of variation that you can do. And so this position looks nice for this volume, and it'd be a good place to kind of start and have some cool moves off of it. So with that being said, we're going to get our drill and show you how to do it. In this process, more than one hand helps. I would say having somebody else there with you can definitely make this process a little easier. But when you're doing it by yourself, you just kind of have to masterfully balance all this stuff. So we set our first screw in, and we're going to go ahead and drill it in. So we just kind of loosely drilled that screw in, and what we're going to do next is just go to the opposite side. And the process that we like to go through is kind of like taking off and putting on your car tire. You want to alternate just so you can evenly apply that pressure. And so we're going to go ahead and put one on the other side over here. And now just start alternating so we can get evenly applied pressure with this volume. Cool, so this volume is all set up, got all the screws in it, and it is ready to be set on. As far as setting goes, when doing this, what we usually like to do is just kind of put a few screws in it before we actually go through the setting process, just to make sure that that's where we want it, because in the process of setting up a route or setting up a problem, it is easy to just take it off and have less screws and less damage to your wall, because these screws are going into the wall. They do leave holes, so we just set a few screws in there just to make sure it's held on, but we don't put weight on it unless there's multiple screws in it and you have evenly distributed weight. So that being said, next we're going to show you some ways to rig this up on the rope. So if you plan on putting it up higher, it'll be easier for you. All right, so here's going to be our first option, is just setting it in the bucket that we set our holes with. And that way we just take it out when we're actually up on rope. And with this, we would just attach our gree to it and then haul it up the rope. So this is one easy way if you have a smaller volume or multiple small volumes, just using a bucket, taking them out when you get up there, and making it quick and fast and easy. Alright, so our next option is a good one, a safe one, if you got a bigger volume for sure, is what we did was bolted on a D-ring here, and just put a locking carabiner on this, so we're safe, and then we attach it to our rope and our breed ring. So when we're up there, we can just kind of haul it up, pull it up for however much we like, and then we can lower it, this way. This way you can get a singular volume if it's larger, and just haul it up there for yourself. And like I said, this is just a V-ring. If you wanted to, you could also do multiple V-rings and do bunny ears. We've done that so it'll be stabilized as it goes up the wall for those larger volumes that are more obtuse. One thing about this is that if you don't have enough weight on it, your breed ring will start to slide a little bit. So we want to make sure that we have enough weight on there and that we're able to get this up. So our next method is going to be putting an anchor inside the wall itself and attaching your rope. And before you do this, you make sure that you have a rope that's running in both directions and has some sort of top anchor that you can kind of pull through. So you would set your rope and breed ring onto the wall anchor, and then you would go ahead and put your D-bolt into the volume along with a locking carabiner, and just a figure 8 on a bite is what we put. You can, like I said, do multiple D-rings, and then you could possibly do a bunny ear to evenly distribute that weight, or a figure 8 and an alpine, just so you evenly distribute that weight. And what we can do from down here is just go ahead and pull our rope. And you can even get an ascender to make this even easier by pulling down that rope. And this is auto locking, so this breed ring will lock up for you. But if you want to have it in that place where you want to put it, just go ahead and put an overhand on a bite or some sort of locking knot, just to make sure that if this does fail, that knot will stop it. So now if we just got on our ladder or got on our ropes, we could just go ahead and pull that volume over to the wall and set it in, and then take off that carabiner. And as far as the breed ring down here, if we needed to, we could have somebody else come help us lower it down, or just come down and do it ourselves. So those are the ways that you can put on a volume, and I hope you guys learned something. I hope this information was useful. Again, this is Jake with Provolumes. If you did like this video, please hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this, and hope you guys are building awesome volumes. Thanks.